When I was cleaning the other day, I came across a box I bought years ago from HomeSense we have in the UK, a box of postcards, Vogue postcards, and there's an enormous amount of cards that just caught my eye because they're sort of fashion pictures of the front covers of magazines in years gone by. So I just thought I'd share a selection of them and give you the name of on the back, which I think is the photographer. They're all published by the same people, Penguin. But I thought it was quite nice to share because we're far too young to have come across those magazines. May have been children, I don't know. But yeah, I thought I might share them, so I hope you enjoyed them. Oh, and then there's my interpretation at the end. The first Vogue card is entitled Summer Plans, the Black and White Idea, the Linen Life, Transparent Fashions. April the 1st, 1950, and obviously it was in America, priced 50 cents, and I believe it's published by Penguin. The postcards from Vogue are all the 100 iconic covers, and I think the photographer might have been Irving Penn, because that's on the back of the postcard. A beautiful card, typical of Vogue, if it was in my mind what Vogue would look like. The next one, this red suit, it's the 1st of February 1959 Americana issue. The Fashions American Women Won't Give Up, 1959 versions. And I believe that the photographer was Karen Radkai. That's on the back of the postcard. Again, published by Penguin. This next picture, I think the photographer was Constantin Joffe, 15th of September 1945. And it says Ready to Wear Collections, Vogue Designs for Dressmaking. And I think the price was 35 cents then, so yeah, again, American cover, beautiful. I love this cheerful one with the red lipstick and the white framed sunglasses. Hot Weather Holidays, July the 1st, 1939, price 35 cents. And the photographer, I think was Horst P. Horst, Horst, 1939. How lovely. This red arm and the black bag with the lovely white gloves is a picture I think may have been taken by René Gruau. That's Gruau, September the 15th, 1949. It says accessories, shoes, Vogue designs for dressmaking, autumn fashions, New York and Paris. And the price, 50 cents for that magazine. How lovely. I could have copied this, except I haven't got the white gloves. This one with the blue hat is Between Seasons Fashions, July the 15th, 1936, price 35 cents. And it says incorporating Vanity Fair. And I believe on the back it says Horst P. Horst again, so presumably they're the photographers. I'm guessing that they are. This Everybody Cooks, titled New Menus, New Time Techniques, Paris copies, ready to wear, beauty lingerie, November the 1st, 1950. And yeah, taken by Norman Parkinson, it says on the back of the card. And it just makes me smile that she's got this beautiful cape on and she's off to cook the meal in the 1950s, as the 1950s woman was, always in the kitchen, preparing for everybody. But she looks absolutely delightful in that outfit. I don't think I could be cooking in that. But yeah, it's all inspirational, isn't it? Lovely. Maybe she goes home to give it to the cook, probably. This lady scrabbling about in her bag with the Unspent Summer fashion tip sheet makes me smile. I'm just thinking, why is she looking in her bag? Is that looking for change that she hasn't spent with all the rest of the holiday, that she's been racking up money and costs, or is she being very thrifty? I'm not quite sure how to interpret that. Let me know what you think. And the picture is taken by Irving Penn, May the 1st, 1952. This Paris Fashions October the 1st, 1932 cover was taken by Carl Erickson. Lovely. This college issue, American Accent Fashions, for the smart girl in and out of college. August the 15th, 1950, and the picture taken by Irving Penn. And I know I didn't look like that going to college. I had a coat that cost £1 from the Cat Protection League and a builder's bag for my books. Did you look like that going to college? Please give me inspiration if you did. How lovely if you did. March the 1st, 1948. New fashions chosen with the man in mind. News about shoes. That is so funny. Goodness me. I dress for myself, I don't know about you. Hey, hey. This Vogue cover, That Age, This Age, taken by Erwin Blumenfeld, 1st of November 1945. Again, Erwin Blumenfeld has taken this December 1953 picture, Christmas issue. Looks a bit like Grace Kelly there, doesn't it? Maybe it is. And it says, Christmas issue, pages to keep and to treasure. Fashions for the South, for parties anywhere, for cities, mid-season. I'd have been called Grace Kelly if I'd have been called Grace, because my maiden name was Kelly. I hope you're doing really well this week. So what have I got on offer this week? I'm going to take you round. I've just come back from the Forge Mill and Bordesley Abbey Visitor Centre in Redditch in the West Midlands. Here's my little leaflet. And whilst needle making isn't particularly exciting, I've learned a few things today which I didn't know, and it was interesting to find out how needles were made back in the Victorian times. So I didn't talk throughout this little bit of a museum, but I'll talk on the I'll overspeak it or any information I found out. But before I do, what's been happening around here this week? Well, yesterday I washed up for 2 hours at an event locally. Part of the Catholic Church was a meeting set up by the Saint Vincent de Paul Society, a charity. And I thought it's worth mentioning because there was an afternoon where the volunteers explained what they did. And I had an idea because I've given things to SVP over the years. You know, I gave all my baby things away for my son when I didn't need them anymore. Cots and really handy things when you're setting up. And it's for people in need. And the SVP are a charity, obviously, and they sometimes don't always have items for people. They might move in the area and have nothing. You might get somebody move into the area and they haven't got carpet and they can't put a baby on the floor, concrete, or dirty wooden floors. So what they do is they signpost to other areas. So SVP, if you ever know somebody in need, there might be an SVP near you. And I think I've got a little leaflet here. Yeah, svp.org.uk. What you can expect. As I say, it's run by volunteers, but they're there to help and to signpost you for help or for other people who need help. But there's also another charity called Acts 435. Now, presumably, I haven't looked up the reference to Acts in the Bible, but I think it's presumably to do with taking action and helping people. It says giving to anyone who has need. And it's an online giving charity, directly connecting those who want to give with those who are in genuine need of their help. Through a network of local churches and charities. Now, SVP, if they can't find a carpet, for example, at a discount from a local shop or a charity shop, they will put that case forward anonymously onto the online website and say, for example, I come along and want to give £10 towards that carpet. Other people feed into it and the carpet can be paid for. So I think it's quite a nice way of being helpful without having to pay out the £200 for the carpet. So you can have an input and have a look at what people need in desperate times. So it says 100% of your donation goes directly to the chosen recipient. So a local church or charity becomes an Acts 435 partner. Partners post urgent needs on behalf of people in their community. Donors read stories of need and give through the Acts 435 website, and the partner contacts the person in need and gives them the item so desperately needed. I think what a good idea that is. It's so good. So I thought it's worth sharing that. So yesterday, we had a tea and cakes afternoon. I was washing up. I thought I'd better go and wash up. My fingers can't feel them today because it was just in the washing up liquid. But anyway, we got through it and we, helped out. And I think people learnt things that they didn't know before, which is good. So now on to Forge Mill. What's it say about Forge Mill? It tells the fascinating and sometimes gruesome story of needle making in Victorian times. The mill is a listed building which houses original water-powered machinery. Models and recreated scenes provide a vivid illustration of how needles were once made and how Redditch came to dominate the world needle trade. The museum was opened by the Queen, which I'm about to tell you, in 1983. So it says, step back in time and experience the atmosphere of a Victorian needle polishing mill. The scouring mill is the only one of its kind remaining in the world. So there were sort of two buildings. We went into one and it had, you'll see, it had an exhibition of Star Wars, which is just a bit unusual for this week because of the school holidays. Normally it goes back to an embroidery room space where they show you embroidery and needle making garments. So we went up and had a look round, and it shows you all sorts of needles, from fishing needles to medical surgical needles to normal sewing needles. And I watched a bit of a video footage. I might put some on. It depends how clear it is. But the gist of it was this, man who was operating the polishing of the needles. He would receive needles from factories, probably from the forge on site, but from other factories around. He'd get the needles and then he'd be wrapping them in hessian, tying them tightly with some kind of twine, so it looked like a great big foreign sausage, like a saucisson, and then he'd put it through these sliders, and they'd come out polished, and then he'd have to put water on and soapy water on, and then it would sort of lubricate the actual needles and they'd come out silvery shiny. So it was good to see, and that's how needle making happened. So it weren't very good working conditions. They were full of dust and rubbish on their lungs. In fact, I couldn't even go into the forge mill. I just had to quickly take a photograph and step out because it was so dusty. Bit of an old building. But the site of the forge mill is absolutely fantastic. There's a nice little play area for children, a cafe, the Mill Cafe, and you can actually rent that out for events. And it all is built in this nice sort of design of a monastic abbey, because in the fields just by the forge mill, you've got the old ruins, which I think go beneath the earth, go further down. They haven't actually been excavated, so you've got the top of the ruins of the abbey that you can actually walk around. And you don't have to buy a ticket to go into the forge mill. You can actually just walk around the grounds and use the coffee facilities. So that's nice. I think that's about it. So I'll talk over it, I think, if I've got any information. So I hope you enjoy that. And please like and subscribe, as I say at the beginning in the opening, because I'm trying to aim for 1,000 subscribers. And for me to be able to continue doing content, I need to be able to get those 1,000 subscribers to make headway with YouTube. Don't forget to click that button. And leave any comments about what you think about the museum. I hope it's not too boring for you. Museums can be boring on YouTube, I think, so I'm trying to make it a bit more exciting and give you some information. So let me know if you've got a needle, if you've got any needle activities, whether you like sewing or anything like that, whether you use needles a lot. I'm always darning this, that and the other, so they're always needed, aren't they, around the house somewhere. But I'll catch you soon. Hi, today we're at the Forge Mill Needle Museum. I know nothing about it other than it's a Victorian museum showing polishing of needles back in the gruesome Victorian days. And I shall learn more about it and come back to you. But before I mention the fact that it was opened by the Queen in 1983, I just want to say please click and like and subscribe to the channel, because I'm aiming for 1,000 subscribers, and I want to be able to continue the channel, and at the moment I'm only on 153, I think. So click that like and subscribe button, and I'll try and make you content once a week on a Friday at 4. That's when I schedule it. But I won't be able to continue if I don't get the support, so please click that button, and yeah, let's go in and find out what's going on. So I'm just walking in down this little lovely entranceway into the building. I'm not sure what to expect, but I just didn't realise these buildings were here. So we're going to learn how they polished the old needles. I know Redditch was famous for its needles. Let's have a look at this sign. It says shop open for museum admissions, needles and souvenirs. And there's a Millview coffee bar and play area. And all of this surrounding has got River Arrow, and we've got the Bordesley Abbey Visitor Centre in the middle. And then there's the Forge Mill Needle Museum, which is a separate building. And the mill pond. And there's also a heritage walking trail, it says on this particular map. Forge Mill Needle Museum and Arrow Valley Lake to the right. So I'll have to go and get my ticket. But I didn't realise all this was here. This is fantastic. It says the letters mark features of particular interest. So there's an Abbey site and old course of River Arrow. There's medieval fish ponds, medieval industrial mill site, 5 tunnels and a weir, paper mill and pools and weir, road bridge and Arrow Valley Lake and boathouse cafe. Wow. And that must be all around here. Here we are. The Queen opened this building. I'll just turn to the right. It says, please be aware we have a resident colony of bees in the chimney. They may be present in the building. Oh gosh. There's a children's play area in the distance, can hear them playing. And also around here, just before we go in, there's some little ducks quacking away. There you go. I've scared them off. It's very serene, goodness. There you go, except for that one. Whee! Right, I think we're going up these steps in a minute. So here's the mill pond, as I was just saying, with the ducks on it. And then if I just move around, this is where the water would have come in and powered up the wheels. And it's called the mill race. Lots of feathers there from the ducks. And that's a bit of algae. Goodness, that's green, isn't it? We've just come into the building, the Forge Mill building, and as I said on my previous introduction, this week they've got a Star Wars exhibition on for children in the school holidays, and it's about to be taken down and back to its original embroidery state with various exhibits of embroidery. We're just on our way upstairs to have a look at the display of needles and to see how they actually scoured the needles. They came in blackened and dark, full of embers and all sorts from the metal factories, and then they had to wash them with a soapy solution and sort of wrap them up tight to get this solution rubbed over them, and then put them in between like these heavy plates, and it was called scouring, the scouring mill, and they came out silvery shiny. So yeah, this is the display of various needles, from tiny needles to massive mattress needles. So they were used in the glove making industry, mattresses, surgical industry, medics, and I didn't know that medical needles were bent. I thought they were just like a normal sewing needle. That's how much I know. So there you go. Yeah, fascinating to see. So this is the process that would be prepared before putting the needles in the cleaning process, the scouring process. So all these Hessian sack type pieces of material are placed, and then the needles are put in them and wrapped up like the sausage I was talking about earlier, very tightly wrapped before being placed between two heavy plates to rub them shinily to produce the shiny needles. The gentleman here is about to unwrap needles that have been sent from the actual metal factory, so they'll be blackened as he opens them before he starts to put them in the Hessian pieces, ready for polishing. So here's the scouring process. You see that mechanism working over the sausage type Hessian. And here's the silver shiny needles at the end. Finished product. In medieval times, needles were individually made by hand from iron, bone or bronze. There was no needle-making industry. Blacksmiths and other craft workers made needles as required. The specialist skills of making high-grade needles from iron wire were imported by Flemish refugees in the 1560s. They first settled in London at Colchester. The name Threadneedle Street in the city derives from an early needlemaker's workshop there. By about 1600, the craft had spread to a number of other places. So why Redditch? Nobody knows for certain. Redditch was certainly close to sources of charcoal and iron wire, and the Worcester gloving industry, a major customer for needles, was not far away. But this was true of other places. Possibly the earliest needlemaker we know about is William Lee of Studley. May have learned his trade in London, then returned home and passed it on. He may be the same William Lee, apparently, who was fined in London in 1629 for using a dangerous and unlawful engine. And that would be a primitive needle grinding wheel. So I've just gone into the forge mill briefly, very briefly, because it's so dusty I can't breathe in there. But it says the forge mill was acquired by Redditch District Council in 1962 and an industrial museum was created by the combined efforts of Redditch Development Corporation, Redditch Borough Council and Redditch Amenity Trust. During the period from 1962 to 1983, the forge mill group maintained the equipment on a voluntary basis, thus ensuring its preservation. The availability of the original equipment is solely due to the dedication of the Forge Mill Group and their founder, J.G. Rollins Esquire.
We've been driving around, singing songs way too loud because we wanna. Picking up all our friends, fill up the car till it bends because we wanna. Yeah, we just wanna have fun. The trunk's full of wine. We're gonna stay up, have the time of our